This is an instructional video developed by the California State University's TIDES team. Explains a demo project that integrates a graphical display of sound output implemented with the Sound Manager class. The demo project is pretty much a modified version of the Beat Creator module. The only difference is that now it incorporates a graphical sound display. So for a quick look at the project, we see that whenever you play one of these sounds, it'll show its display. You'll also notice that there's two displays for one sound. This is because the sound is a stereo. So it's showing each channel of display. And what it's showing is sample values that range from -1 to 1, plotted over time. And for a lot of this was created I kind of went through this tutorial that I found on how to build an audio waveform display in Java. And if you go to this website, you could go into more detail. It's a great tutorial. Anyways, so going back to the project, if we look at the Sound Manager, which is used in a lot of the modules from the TIDES team, for the TIDES project, we can see that whenever you play a sound, it will check if it should be displayed or not. If it should be displayed, then it will display it. If a sound is already playing or displaying, then it will remove the components from the JFrame and then add the new components in the form of a waveform panel container. And this container really holds all the channel displays of the sound. So if we look at that, it just kind of checks to see how many channels there are in the sound and creates these single waveform panels, which does all the graphical kind of work. So if we look at the single waveform panel, the key thing here is to get the samples arranged by channel. And we do this by using an audio input stream. So we get our audio input stream, and then we get the samples. So we get the samples. And to get the samples, we first go about getting the bytes, because that's all that we are provided with. So we get these bytes, and then we change them into an integer which ranges from -300 to 32,767 to 32,076 So that's kind of an odd number. It's easier for me to work in proportions, so we kind of want to normalize this data in the form of a proportion that ranges from -1 to 1. So we do that, and then once we have our samples, we can plot them in the J panel. So here we're extending J panel with our single waveform panel, and we're overriding our this method paint component, which does all the graphical display inside the J panel. So here we are drawing the origin line, which is half the distance of the J panel size height. And then here we are, this is what's actually being drawn. So we're iterating through all the samples and skipping over an increment. I just set it to 10 because it works well. It worked well for me, but you can change it to whatever you want. And here is the Y. So we're starting at our origin, and we're adding a quarter of the Y proportion. And that will be our Y coordinate. And then here we also have, we want to show our X coordinate. And I made it like this so that it kind of bunches up all the data. So I included a scale factor. If you set the scale factor to 1, it'll just be normal, a really long kind of output of data. But here I think I put it to 10 to kind of bunch up the data. So the I in this case is really the X, so it's bunching up all the X values and the Y values. And that's pretty much it. Again, if you want a more detailed explanation, I would recommend going to this site. Thank you.